In a previous video, we showed you how the average frame rates of PC games using AMD dual graphics were improved between the launch of the A10-7850K and the release of the new Catalyst Omega driver. Another important change with this release is with frame pacing and gaming smoothness, using the same dual graphics configurations. Frame pacing is defined as the consistency of delivery of animation frames as they are sent from the GPU to the display and seen by the end user. There are many factors that determine this rate of delivery, but a combination of hardware and software is required to ensure a smooth experience for gamers. This problem gets much more difficult when using multiple GPUs, such as with dual graphics. A smoother gaming experience is seen with frames that are displayed in as consistent of a rate as possible. The larger the difference between successive frame times, the lower the perceived frame rate will be, and the chances are higher for visible stutter. In this example, the red line represents poorly paced frames, while the black line shows a configuration that is more evenly delivered. If we zoom in on a portion of this graph, you can see how the frame times swing back and forth with the red line, but are more consistent with the black line. In this case, the gaming experience represented by the black line would be better. Catalyst Omega improves frame pacing for APU and discrete GPU combinations, as we will demonstrate here. Measuring frame delivery is complex, but we decided to compare various accumulated percentile measurements of frame consistency. We essentially are finding how the worst 15% of frames behave and comparing them to judge improvement between drivers. Hardware used for testing includes the A10-7850K coupled with a Radeon R7 250 and the initial launch driver, as well as the Catalyst Omega driver. Tomb Raider shows only minimal smoothness improvements, a 1.25x change with Catalyst Omega. Metro Last Light improves slightly more, increasing smooth frame pacing in our test scene by nearly 2x. Batman Arkham Origins starts to really take advantage of the changes in the Catalyst Omega driver, resulting in an average smoothness improvement of 2.7x. Sniper Elite 3 showed the best frame pacing improvement of all the games we tested with this hardware. A dramatic smoothness increase of 3.9x was measured. Determining gaming smoothness and frame pacing isn't as cut and dry as just looking at average frame rates, but in many cases, it is a more important discussion and metric to consider. When looking at the performance of multi-GPU configurations, including combinations of AMD APUs and discrete cards with dual graphics, proper frame pacing is crucial, and clearly AMD has made strides to improve in this area with the release of Catalyst Omega.